All right. Good evening, everyone. This is going to be the final match for Xenon Gaming Series before the final playoffs. We're going to have Lionheart versus Cryptic Siege. Both teams we've seen have been very promising. Cryptic Siege is eliminated, but both teams kind of wanted to delegate and play this one out regardless, so this is going to be an interesting match regardless. My name is Juicy. I'm going to be one of the analysts, or one of the casters today, along with Chamber.
Hello, hello.
We're
I
going to see maps soon.
Everybody.
Yep,
You're back.
just waiting on the map bans.
Yep. Hopefully, there are going to be a lot more fluid with the map bans than what's been going on recently. We don't see the map bans currently being brought up right now, but hopefully something soon.
I
There we go.
I
First
do
team.
see Cafe being banned by
Yep.
Lionheart.
That is a very defender-sided map inherently. Did see a lot of it being brought into the SI. It's kind of a very annoying attacker map. A ton of shields to clear out. Usually at a minimum, 2 shields. The bathroom pixel. Bank also being removed on Cryptic Siege's side. You see this map a ton now in SI as well, so people really know how to play this.
Yeah, it's been great watching SI and the different maps that they play.
hmm
But it's
I love
weird to
watching
see them banned
DZ.
here. Yeah, DZ's been doing good.
Yeah, fortunately they got eliminated, but
Yeah,
one of those teams I just wanted to hopefully just watch them bring their A game, and they definitely did. Lionheart opting for a Chalet ban, a very attacker-sided map along with Bank, and then Cryptic removing Coastline, Lionheart eliminating Clubhouse, leaving Oregon and Villa, the last two maps in the pool, leaving it up to Cryptic's ban, and Villa being eliminated. We're going to see yet another Oregon game. I think this is the third game that's going to be casted live. Lionheart deciding to attack while Cryptic Siege defends.
that's gonna be interesting, especially since Cryptic did ban a lot of attacker-sided maps, so maybe their defense is pretty strong.
Yeah, you wouldn't be surprised seeing a 4-2 split being brought in here. Oregon is Oregon. Some people call it Borgen, but I honestly don't necessarily mind playing this map. You can frag out, get away with running really default strategies. People know how to clear out all of the utility in Attic or in Gen Window. It's more of a nade fest at the end. You're going to see Iana, Finka, another set of frag grenades, usually Maverick also being brought onto the board. So the operator lineup is going to be linear. It's going to be both a gun skill battle along with coordination because usually, if you're clearing out the top floor, you're gonna have a split push being brought in.
Yes, yes, for sure. As we've seen a lot of times in SI and most of our ranked matches, a lot of people do like that split push.
hmm Another a little more unorthodox attack is having the nade trick below. Finka Yana just clearing out utility. Having that shield facing towards trophy is kind of a pain for attackers, along with a combination of Malusi. So you just really have to focus your utility and coordination. It's more of a stressor at the end of the day.
Yes, I agree. I mean, a lot of the utility on defensive side can be used pretty well here, and I'm just waiting to see how it's played out.
hmm Yeah, Lionheart has been proven to be very effective on their attacks, especially having Rain frag out. Has a lot of support being brought in by the chat, along with Sir Decky on that ARX AK combo on Nomad as well. So it's just going to be a very intriguing match to see overall. It is a essentially non-effective match into the standings because Lionheart is the first locked-in siege for the grand playoffs, or the playoffs for the grand final, Mayu. And Cryptic Siege is eliminated, but both teams kind of want to have more of a last stand against each other, just to play this out more of a competitive yet a little more relaxed than what has been previously seen before.
Yes, I feel like Cryptic will try to give their all in this match, just to
hmm
try to give it to Lionheart before playoffs.
Yeah, one last hurrah. Let Lionheart know that they're not absolutely unstoppable. These playoffs are going to be really interesting to see. A lot of teams are going to be forced to go home. The number one spot for the grand prize is, of course, paid entry into the same league, but it's just kind of a very beta test of this league. Having teams being brought in this early is very impressive. This has been just a very well produced league as well. This is kind of like being brought from the ground up and having just a phenomenal production team, casting team, along with actual competition and people in chat and just kind of like the exposure we're not really expecting. We usually break around 40 viewers or so, 300 plus in the VOD. So it's always very fun seeing a league kind of blow up in perspective of most T3 leagues kind of being under the radar.
Yeah, I agree. The exposure and everything that the league has been getting is pretty crazy, especially
Hmm.
for a league that is starting out.
Yeah, having members kind of pool in here. It's kind of more of a stalling section, but we can't analyze how Lionheart plays a little more. We have casted him multiple times. You do see Rain just kind of gun out. He's their developed entry. He's the one really getting Lionheart's toes into the fight, making sure they can actually get something done. He's really the one that brings the chips to the table when it comes to an attacking round. But don't disregard Sir Decky, though. He is the flank watch, but he somehow manages to gun out on Nomad's AK consistently. It's just very fun watching him perform. Along with Xfurious, who I'm assuming is the IGL. I've played with him before in both competitive and ranked, and he's just kind of that leader type, you know. Lost as well. This is just a very, very well developed stack, and just having everyone in their gun skill ready to rumble, ready to go for this final match. Cryptic Siege, they haven't been performing too well in this league, but hopefully they're able to gun out. They can play with absolute confidence because they really don't have anything to lose. So hopefully they take that into account before they go into this match.
Yes, of course, of course. I would like to talk more about that AK and especially that person who guns with it. Uh,
Yeah, Sir Decky
yes,
is
Sir
the
Deck. There we
flank
go.
watcher. They bring Nomad a lot, very consistently. I just came out of a scrim against them, and of course they were bringing the Nomad. They really don't want
Yeah.
to take shot in their backs, and Sir Decky makes sure that that happens. One more member of Cryptic Siege. Now finally loading into the match. 5-5, just ready to ready up, and we're gonna see bands being brought in pretty soon. Cryptic Siege now ready. What bands do you think are gonna be brought in here, Chamber?
Well, I feel like if Cryptic Siege knows what they're doing and wants to try to flank them, I feel like the Nomad ban will be a very strong ban, especially against Sir Ducky.
Yeah, most of the time, in my opinion, I think the most effective bands in Oregon are the Thatcher and Flores.
For
Flores is
sure.
just being so influential in this game right now. Having the shield combination meta with ADSs, Wamai magnets, just kind of coating throughout the entire site. Very big pain for attackers to clear. And having one little drone just being sent in and left clicking once to clear out that shield, big change to the meta. But
Yeah.
people kind of have adapted it a little more in a direct way and just outright banning him, just to show how effective he is. Maverick also being a really common ban on this map, just kind of clearing out the wall. He's easily the best hard breacher in the game next to Habana right now, just because he can get the walls open regardless of their state, if they're muted or cated or whatever's going on with them. That wall is going to get open with Maverick.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the attacker sided bans, there's so many attackers now that it's just meaningless for some of them, especially like Thatcher. There's so many different people that can open reinforced walls.
Hmm.
So that's why I feel like a Flores and Nomad ban might be very powerful on
Yeah,
Cryptic's side,
those
especially
operators
if they both
are
get banned.
those operators are very unique in what they're able to do. Nomad is significantly better than Gridlock when it comes to flank watches because she can actually disable someone that's trying to walk up the staircase rather than them just throwing an impact because Nomad air jabs are not only loud, but they're very effective at making sure that an enemy can't shoot you in your back. You get stunned and you're just kind of forced to like wait there, either get shot at or just wait for the animation to finish. Moss files being just opened up right now on Lionheart's side. Few final touches being brought in. Hopefully, we'll be starting soon. Moss files are kind of annoying to get set up. You have to get the antivirus uninstalled on your computer, along with a few little more tedious parts, along with WinRAR and stuff like that. So qualifiers are going to be opened up for Xenon Gaming Series really quickly. You can DM Battery on Discord if you want to get a chance to compete in here. Qualifiers are going to be paid for, but if you're able to get your way in, definitely give it a shot. That'll add to the prize pool significantly. The prize pool is relatively small for this season, but the more teams that enter and the more teams that qualify, you're going to see a lot more money being brought to the table, and this league's going to have a lot more weight to it. And having this more competition and bringing in a lot more of the bigger names in T3 can really get people started up in the competitive scene. This comp, or pardon, this league has been seeing a lot of underdogs being brought in, a lot of people that we necessarily haven't heard of in the T3 leagues, but they've been very well established. They've been proving themselves, making sure that they're not going to go out with a fight. Cryptic Siege is ready. Just waiting for Lionheart to start up. I think one of their players is currently gone. They are in the lobby though, so we're just trying as hard as we can to get them ready. Sir Dicky is now ready. So the game is going to be started up now. Oregon, Cryptic Siege versus Lionheart. And we're going to see bans being rolled out. Hopefully our predictions are right on the Nomad Chamber. Let's see what they're actually going to be opting for.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Cryptic Siege wants to ban here.
Hopefully it's going to be a little more default. Oregon is a very predictable map, of course. And that Flores being removed. Who would have guessed? Most likely like Thatcher or Maverick ban. It's going to be fun watching Thatcher being brought in. He's definitely a very more older operator. People don't understand how powerful he is until now, but he's going to get eliminated regardless.
I feel like with the Flores being banned, Lionheart doesn't want to take any chances on the Thatcher as well.
Yeah,
Alive.
definitely. This is going to be a more utility clear focused game. Cade being removed though, so vertical potential is going to be brought onto the board. Cryptic Siege, most likely going to ban a Valkyr Mira, something along these lines. These bans don't necessarily have to be unique to be effective. These operators have been proven to be very influential in the meta. And yep, that Valkyrie being removed. Hopefully she won't be getting banned as much next season with those run-out cams getting nerfed pretty hard. She has a 10-second timer before they disconnect if they're outside, so it'll be a very big change to her loadout, how you play her, along with the new operator Zombie being brought in. How do you feel about that, Chamber? I've seen a lot of very very interesting strategies already being brought in with her.
I feel like the new operator is going to be used in ways that we haven't seen before, especially on Cafe with a lot of the angles you can get vertically with her. Considering you can run on top of her gadget and it doesn't break like deployable shield does. So I wonder if they're going to make that change to her any point in time.
I think the devs were talking about that and it being a glitch because people were doing absurd things like day 0 on the test server. They were like able to get up into the top library rafters on Chalet, get up to the top CC racks in Clubhouse. So she's definitely very effective in the essence of main vertical play and stuff like that, forcing more utility to be forced and thrown around. But she just seems like a very, very good fit with these impacts and barbed wire. She can be a very good ranked operator, but she has to kind of prove herself long term when it comes to competitive.
Yes, with her gadget, I feel like a lot more angles are going to be opened up as well on top of that, and just really trying to deny hallways almost entirely.
Yeah, you saw that she could get some matrix going on with the placement of her, what are they called, Kumbai barriers? Or I'll just call her zombies. Her barriers can just be deployed and force people to like kind of zigzag around small hallways. Going back to the game, Cryptic Siege is opting for a Vigil pick on Shaiko. Oh, I didn't know he joined that team. I thought he was on BDS, but he's going to be roaming around the shower hall region. This is going to test Lionheart's drone game pretty strong. They do have a very good intel-based playstyle. You do see Zero brought a lot on Cafe from my personal experience. I just came out of a scrim, so they were bringing Zero a lot, bringing the Nomad. You do have Vazy. I'm assuming Vady. He's going to be roaming around Freezer Stairs, trying to get an early pick as well. You have 2 members of Cryptic Siege kind of focusing their efforts towards the shower hall side. Lionheart, though, kind of being more towards Master side, is going to clear out that shield on top trophy relatively quickly while Serdeki drones in. And have another split push side with Shamrock and Rain clearing out Attic and just trying to work their way down. They're going to have to run into a shield, though, and try and gain a little more intel, which is the current objective of Lost. Footholds, though, being established by Shamrock. This looks like a pretty default attack being brought onto the board of Lionheart. Actually playing this kind of actively as well. You do have to worry about those two roamers, but it doesn't really matter because they don't have a nitro cell below to deny the plant. Siege kind of falling off a little more. Ping Plastivate into the kids. Gonna run into the sights of 6. Rain not taking any damage. 6 actually getting the butt of that exchange, but not for long. As Lost gets killed off by Vady, most likely roaming down below. You're gonna have one on the kids repel, trying to get a deeper angle into White. This is gonna start pressuring Cryptic Siege a little more, especially into the kids region. Shamrock on that repel with a lethal Zo LMG almost catches the sights of the player behind B-Bomb. He's trying to work his way in. 6, though, getting a kill onto Rain. That's your Maverick gone. Lionheart is actually at a man disadvantage, 3v4. Cryptic Siege just has to buckle down a little more and keep their presence up in kids. He's going to be very aggressive on that B-Bomb. Lion is trying to kill Shamrock, who's trying to instigate something. Lionheart needs to get something done in order for them to work their way into a default plant. Psycho getting another kill into Shamrock, a 2v4 situation for Lionheart. Xperius and Serdeki have to instigate a pick. They're all focused on the trophy side though. Xperius aiming down White, but no member of Cryptic prevails. Goyo trying to get a little pick onto Dorms from Xperius's, but Serdeki's actually in the default plant, is able to kind of send the plant away. Gets the first kill onto Lion. Xperius has to pick up 2 more. Serdeki remaining, trying to get the defuse down, but 6 decides not to, getting the final kill after picking off Xperius. The first round is in Cryptic's hands.
I feel like Cryptic had played that perfectly, especially with the roam. Instead of just fully trying to deal with the Nomad on the attacking side of Lionheart, they just kind of worked around it and got picks where they could.
Yeah. I think Lionheart wasn't really bringing in their A game. They were just able to get shot in their back. The roam game was just very well played on Cryptic's side. They were just able to walk around and shoot the attackers in the back. Serdeki, or no, Xperius is actually playing the Nomad now, but Rain's going to be going onto the Blitz. Looks like there's going to be a Navi rush into Bunker. So this is going to kind of test how well Cryptic goes under pressure. You do have the Wamai, you have the smoke. You also have a Mira able to set herself up in the D-box.
Yeah, this defensive lineup is definitely going to be very, not different, I would say more default to ranked, if anything.
Yeah, you're following kind of a default setup of having E-box open, having bunker control established. Mira, though, is a very helpful operator for defending this region. You can just set up a Mira on that reinforced wall where E-box is supposed to be, and just have an absolute advantage when it comes to swinging that region and just killing people that are trying to be a little more conservative around the blue barrels area and just focusing their utility. But it doesn't really matter if you have a Blitz running at you at full speed in bunker. Shaiko's going to be off site, so it's going to be 4v5 at the minimum for Cryptic Siege if they do take site control quickly. Shaiko's kind of just roaming around, but Lionheart is focusing their efforts towards bunker. Album getting down immediately. Rain has bunker control, but 6 actually swings out from the Shaiko region and kills off Shamrock and Rain. Already, members dead. 30 seconds in the round. That's 60% of the, or 40% of the board killed off. Lionheart's kind of pumping the brakes a little bit as they're trying to get control of tower. Lost working on that while Xperius tries to rotate around as Serdeki drones down. They're going to have to kind of establish control in tower, but most likely you're going to run into Shaiko, who's able to hold down Attic. Cryptic Siege has the advantage, and Shaiko's trying to get a kill on the Lost. He's made aware of the situation. Duel kind of being instigated, but both members kind of playing a little more passively. They do have 2 minutes more on the board. Shaiko, they're trying to still get something done. Almost kills off Xperius, but falls off a little more. Looks like he's playing for the time waste. Shoots a little more Kairos pellets as Serdeki tries to get a deeper angle in the attic. Lost though, making his way into meeting, trying to nade out the tarp region. Shaiko playing a little more passively in the dorms, letting Lionheart kind of work their way in, waste time and utility trying to clear him out, kind of being a little more paranoid, knowing that he's roaming around these areas. Lost trying now to work his way down with the Iana clone down into tower stairs, realizes it's pretty free. Sphere's now just deciding that he can just watch this flank with a nice, well-placed Nomad. Lost, trying to instigate something on lower tower stairs, yet is not connecting to any members of Cryptic Siege. Lionheart has 1 minute remaining to get something done. Serdeki, though, opening up the E-box hatch, should be able to clear out this mirror pretty quick. Cryptic Siege, though, is able to kind of more bunker down and worry about just having Shaiko roam around and just kill off Lionheart while they play passively and play for their lives. Flashes and grenades being sent down the D-box hatch is going to block Lady, but 6 is going to be prepared for that drop as he shoots the Gemini of Lost, letting them know that they're not covered. Shaiko getting a kill on the Serdeki, and Xenon and Lost, though, getting 2 frags. Now they're in a 2v2 situation. This is a lot more winnable for Lionheart's side. Lion and 6, though, are going to be buckling down more towards the bunker side, so they have to worry about a cross and default plan. Lion still has that nitrocell in pocket, and this is going to be a big pain to clear for supply. Lion getting a kill onto Experience, leaving it all up to Lost. He gets the first frag, but is going to have to force his way onto 6. Opting for a defuse, this should be 6's advantage in knowing where Iana is planting. It's actually not able to get to the rotate immediately, leaving a 1v1 situation, though 6 wins immediately off of the draw. He's not aware that he downed Lost yet, but now is. Cryptic Siege now 2-0 against Lionheart. Very well played on Shaiko's end. Able to clear out really quickly and waste a huge amount of time, forcing Lost to go into that defuse animation a little more later than he wanted to. Didn't really get that kill, had to just hold down F in order to kind of more go into the dark and hopefully win, but Cryptic Siege decided elsewhere.
Yeah, I believe Cryptic Siege is on top of the roam game right now, and if Lionheart really wants to try to win a round, they're gonna have to just start clearing the vigil out, which is Shaiko.
Yeah, Shaiko's just been very good at just kind of being that ominous presence, kind of leaning over Lionheart. They have to clear him out really well. He's been bringing Vigil for 3 rounds in a row. His roam game has been really strong, and it's just kind of testing how well Lionheart can flush him out. Their drones aren't necessarily cutting off where he's going, and they're not playing intel too well. So it's just he just kind of has free reign over Lionheart. If this is going to keep going, they might have a 5-1 split at the minimum. Shaiko's just kind of gunning out, along with 6, who's actually currently 6-0, taking the name pretty well. Be just flexing out, going for a castle. This is another default extension. Attic hold, with kids or classroom actually being barricaded off. Kind of more interesting angles. Cryptic Siege kind of knows what they're doing. Not following necessarily the most default structure again. Shower hall though getting barricaded off. A little more orthodox hold still. Can't really like do an SSG-esque extension in these types of situations, but Cryptic Siege is still trying to improvise, and it's very interesting seeing how they play off of that roam game, along with more of what is considered a bunker strat. Shaiko's still going onto Vigil, so not much utility to the board, besides those 2 impact grenades, along with, well, we have Shaiko on a gun. It's able to roam, able to not get scanned by drones if he plays it well. Also have a shield in the Z-Hall region. Shamrock though getting a kill on Devade. Defuse actually being sent out. They just rush split entirely. Defuse getting sent out by Serdeki. Round already an advantage for Lionheart as they fall off from Garage. Grenades being sent out by Lost. He's gonna get caught by an ADS. Lion getting a kill on Lost. Shamrock though with a double kill onto Shaiko and Lion. A 4v2 for Cryptic Siege. Album has to try and retake from Z-Hall, but has to worry about the cross being established from Garage. Split. 6 though, getting establishment onto stage, while Album actually kills Shamrock off. That's your rotation kill. This is actually kind of a viable retake. They do have a few seconds though. They have 3 seconds to retake. This is now a lot more unwinnable for Album. And well, Lionheart has this round in the bag. No possible time with EP, or Album going to try and pad his KD, but will not be able to get any kills. Very well executed on Lionheart. Kind kind of testing out Cryptic Siege ability to roam. Well, didn't do a good job at falling off.
Yeah, I mean, Lionheart there just really didn't want to deal with the roam anymore, so they just rushed straight on the site and started planting immediately, like within 10 seconds of the start of the round.
I guess Lionheart just doesn't mess around. You've seen them do a rush before in the exact same map. It was against Surf Academy, but they're extending all the way upstairs in Laundry. Rushing split is a little more risky because you have to worry about that attic hatch, but I guess Cryptic Siege just wasn't holding above at that moment, and they were just able to rush in and have Serdeki hold down F for 7 seconds and basically have the round secured after that. Lionheart now has kind of gained a little more intel on how they play. If they're going to keep this momentum going and just forcing out Cryptic Siege really kind of aggressively, and they just play a little more with their foot on the gas, they might be able to get a lot more done against Cryptic Siege. See, if you're having roamers and they're doing their job, why just ignore them? Just force your way onto site, clear past a little bit of utility, and just win the round.
Yeah, I mean, Cryptic Siege was too worried about the roam because it's won them how many rounds now in a row, and well, Lionheart just decided to go straight on.
Yeah. Now, 6 is just going to be back onto the one mine. Now you're going to have Shaiko still on Vigil. He's still going to be roaming down in Shower Hall. Still going to be wasting a monumental amount of time. But Lionheart, they might just opt for a rush. You're going to see... No, this is going to be a split push again. You have 3-2 split onto Attic, along with clearing out Master. Shaiko's still in sight as Vigil. He's most likely going to be dropping a hatch here soon. Or, no, he's actually in Shower Hall. So you're going to have those roam game from below still. Heart though is just going to be split pushing, just kind of following those linear rules of Siege, how to execute utility. Flash is now being sent out onto the trophy shield. It should be clearing out pretty soon, but I guess 6 regards. Otherwise, as the grenade gets caught by Lost, but Gone 6 will clear out that shield inevitably. Actually, no. The shield is still established. It's still going to be a presence. Hopefully it'll get cleared out soon, and it will be. 6 now falling off after forcing essentially what is all of the utility on the Master's side. You have to worry about that kid shield still. So you can't really invest your utility anywhere else. Fady, though, getting revealed by Lost onto top armory stairs. As Shaiko still roams around lower tower stairs, you have a minute 45 to clear out these roamers or to catch them trying to flank and shoot them in the back. Fady, no, walking up the white stairs, leaving it essentially up to Shaiko on his lone wolf roam game. Flank drones, though, are going to kind of snuff him out a little bit more. As he tries to activate that ability, falls off after shooting a drone, getting a little more intel as Rain gets a little more suspicious on Shaiko's presence. They do have still a minute 20 to clear out actually no attic utility. They just have that kid shield that Lionheart is going to have to focus their efforts on. They do still have Zoe and a ton of impacts, along with Shamrock, who has an extra frag grenade in his pocket. Rain, though, is going to get a kill on Evadi as Shaiko gets a refrag onto Lost. That roam game is still a big problem for Lionheart. Shaiko's able to kind of fall off, just drop hatches, and re-rotate and kind of reorganize what's going on. He's restructuring the roam game to his own advantage. Shamrock is still trying to work his way into Attic with the presence of getting a tower flank from Shaiko. He's going to send out a frag grenade and he's going to worry about Lion. He's going to try and catch the feet. Lights him up a lot and inevitably kills him. Lionheart now has the advantage to go for a kid's plant as Rain tries to go in for a repel. Xfierce actually knifing Album. They're able to send out the DPs on Bunk as Shaiko tries to work his way into Attic. It will get denied by Shamrock, leaving 6 in a 1v4 and will get killed off by Shamrock. A very phenomenal push. Very good roam clear. Or not roam clear, but just well executed on the site. And caught Shaiko on his late rotation, just shooting him through, well, the holes that Maverick made.
Yeah, I feel like Lionheart really won that round when they decided to not try to clear roam, but instead just straight up attack site. They used all their utility, like you said, on that trophy shield, and I feel like Lionheart played it well by backing off and deciding to go over to the main double window, which was a great play by them. I don't think Cryptic Siege actually knew what was going on until they were already in Attic where their Maverick was and already getting kills.
Cryptic Siege, they just got overrun way too
Attackers need
quickly.
to
They couldn't
locate and
really
defuse the bomb.
reorganize themselves to hold kids while Lionheart was able to work their way in the attic. They also made sure that Shaiko couldn't just flank up tower stairs as easily as he did in the previous round. So they kind of caught off roamers by setting off like flank cams that they know they saw. So the roamers are going up the tower stairs. He looks at that tower cam and he's well aware that he's going to get watched inevitably, so he just shoots at drones and falls off. They're not giving them the opportunity to pounce like what we've been seeing in those first 2 rounds that went into Cryptic
Left
Siege's
before
hands.
insertion.
Yeah, and now 2 rounds have been lost on
5
Cryptic
seconds left before
side,
insertion.
so now Shaco's going to stop playing the Vigil and go on to the
Attackers'
Moose.
objective is to locate a bomb and
They
defuse
did
it.
see the aggressive bunker clear, so maybe a Malusi option is a little more better suited for what Lionheart has been showing was effective on bunker. Laundry Hatch, though, is not going to be reinforced. That should be just a free clear from Shamrock's side with a shotgun or something along those lines. Because it's going to be roaming around the eating area. He's still roaming, yet he just brought a little more utility for the site base. He's going to most likely get scanned off by Jackal, though. So it's just going to be a big pain for him to try and roam still. Especially being upstairs while they're doing a top-down. He's just going to get picked off or get traded out inevitably. The roam game is kind of getting dwindled down now. Lionheart is droning out, making sure their corners are cleared, and making sure Attic, along with Master, are clear before they work their way onto E-Box Hatch.
Shaiko here, not going to really want to give up E-Box Hatch, and I don't think he should.
Yeah, he's going to fall off the kitchen, but just decides to go to Green Hall anyways. If he gets a kill on the Habana, but he's actually almost getting swung out by Rain here, kind of having a little more awkward standoff with Green Hall. I think Rain is made aware of his positioning. Shaiko is also aware of Shamrock, who's trying to drone him out from kids, but he's most likely going to get his feet scanned as Rain is getting Ionic zoned in. And, well, he's most likely going to get flushed out if he tries to go to security, but goes down freezer stairs. He's wasted a significant amount of Lionheart's time in exchange for not really that much. Jackal should have been doing that job significantly more. Six now has just been making his way back into the bomb site, but rotates back up, plays aggressive on Laundry. You do have Shaiko all the way back down in the bomb site again, and they have 1 minute remaining. They have a ton of utility to clear out, so you're going to see a lot of flashes being thrown out, a lot of grenades, gun sixes, just all this utility extending. Six, though, is going to get a kill into Rain. That's your entry frag completely eliminated from what is essentially a lazy drone game. You're going to have a 4v5 with 40 seconds now to work your way down Freezer and Laundry, where you're going to have Beatty, Six, holding a wicked cross against you. Shamrock, though, is going to get a kill onto Shaiko, evening it out for Lionheart's team. Smokes, though, being well placed, Shamrock taking a huge amount of damage, along with Lost, who almost loses their life. You're going to have Freezer still getting cleared out by the Expiroses of Sir Decky, as Six tries to get a well-placed mine. Lion killing Experius, another set of flashes and utility being removed. Lionheart has to work their way in through the door as quick as possible. They have 7 seconds to get a defuse. Shamrock getting the first kill onto Lion, Lost getting another frag onto Six, Shamrock getting a kill onto Vady, but has 2 seconds remaining. Defuse getting sent out, but no. Still gets kept alive with one member of Cryptic Siege keeping themselves intact, winning the round off of a time loss. A very good roam game being brought up by Shaiko, wasting both drones, time, and, well, utility. But Six is one of the first members to prey onto Lionheart as they get a kill onto Top Laundry.
Yeah, I mean, just to just say what you said again, Shaiko wasting as much time as possible just on Lionheart's side, and then what I'd like to see was as soon as Shaiko went back to site and became passive, Six started to become more aggressive, taking an aggressive angle on main stairs, and it paid off for him. He did get a pick, which was their entry frag, which was the entry frag, and then it just kind of went downhill from there, and then the end there, kind of
Attackers need to
chaotic,
locate and defuse as many
but
bombs as
as
they can.
long as the one Cryptic member stayed alive and they won it off.
Yeah, Lionheart is kind of buckling down under pressure. They don't really know what to do. once you get an entry against them, they kind of collapse. Their structure begins to dissolve. Their utility expenditure gets more lackluster. You see those flashes being sent off in freezer, not really carrying any purpose. Maybe trying to clear out something in freezer. Not really much to worry about besides maybe a 1 or 2 Amidus on 6, but you know he's playing aggro on laundry, so he can't really instantly teleport back there. We're gonna have Cryptic though opting for another upstairs hold, as when Lionheart follows the exact same lineup they've been doing. Been proven to be effective though. Hopefully they're gonna get their 3-3 split, bringing it in before the switch.
Yeah, I mean, the lineup on the attack has been the same through and through for Lionheart right now, so I feel like they're just trying to make it work.
Yeah, Xfurious still opting for the Nomad instead of another set of frag grenades, but I can respect that decision because you have Cryptic Siege proving themselves that they're a very big roaming presence, as Lion gets the first kill onto Rain. A missed drone accidentally passing him, getting a kill onto Tower, leaving Shamrock now alone to clear out Attic. Having him on the flank jam though, so he's not necessarily a lone wolf in that regard. Plus, they're trying to clear out top trophy. Gone 6, trying to get the shield, but he hears the ADS recharges, so he just opts otherwise. Now both ADSs getting sent in, another flash getting sent out, more utility being wasted before they're finally able to clear out that shield. Just kidding. No Gone 6 being sent up by Lost yet. Has to worry about the trophy still, but life falls back a little bit more. Shamrock now able to work his way into Attic as he's solo droming because he does not have Rain by his side. Lion trying to get his second kill onto the tower member and will get it up onto Shamrock. A beautiful shot on his side. He now has Attic control, but no diffuser. Getting put in the hands of Sir Decky, a 3v5. They have Master and Trophy control now though, so they're probably going to be able to clear out utility relatively quickly. 6 trying to instigate a little bit more, but Lost actually punishing Shaiko off of a bad positioning. He's now going to send his Gemini in, but it's going to get closed out by Vady relatively quickly until getting denied. Xfurious rotating his way out to Gen Window is going to try and repel his way up. 3 members of Lionheart trying to work their way into essentially 2 doorways. Lost trying to be the first member of that. Xfurious now evening out after he kills Lion. So this is actually a doable attack now. Once they clear the utility off of Master Wall, they should be able to work their way into the default plan. Sir Decky, though, playing a little more aggressive. If he gets punished, Lionheart will begin to lose their 3-3 split optimistically. Xfurious, though, is still going to be a very overwhelming presence on the games window repel. He's going to be cutting off Harp Door. Those smokes, though, being sent out by Vady, going to inhibit their abilities to work their way into Trophy Door, as their options slowly get eliminated and their utility being not spent. Well, Xfurious still trying to repel in. Actually will be able to repel in. Lost will actually, no, Album and 6 getting a kill onto the members of Cryptic, leaving it up to Xfurious, who will, or Sir Decky, who will get kicked off. 3v3 brought down to a 3v0 on Cryptic's side. Very well played on their part. Lionheart kind of struggled with their positioning near the end, forcing Sir Decky to repel into game's window.
Yeah, I mean, with Cryptic Siege and their roam game, I feel like Lionheart should just be bringing a different attacking lineup when it came to those rounds, instead of just going with the same old sort of lineup that they were doing and just trying to brute force rounds through. It did work on 2 rounds, but those were both rushing, and then as soon as they switch over to the utility clear, they lost again. So I feel like just they should stop trying to utility clear and just go with what works, which seemed to be that double window Attic take and then the rush onto split.
Yeah, people just don't understand that you can get away with extraordinarily aggressive plays, a little more than you can think in T3 leagues. Most of the time, teams have like struggle setting up site. You have people kind of getting caught with their shotguns out, reloading, trying to make rotates. They're essentially free kills. Lionheart was kind of able to even it out and get a 3v3, but they had no time to their advantage, especially with no Attic control. They just had to funnel in to a single doorway, and well, clearly didn't work out. Xfurious also kind of on a suicide mission, trying to repel into Games window. That not working out because, well, a well-placed
5 seconds to insertion.
6 can just eliminate you very quickly.
Yeah.
Attacker's objective is
We're going to see an upstairs hold being brought in by Lionheart. They're going to have the similar shield structure being brought in. That top trophy, along with a kid's classroom. Actually, no classroom, being replaced with tarp. No armory extension, though, as they opt towards buckling down more in the kids' region. You're going to see a similar split push being brought in. But this time, a 2-2 as, well, I'm not sure the last member of Cryptic Siege tries to just work his way around near the shower hall, kind of clearing out. Vady and Shaiko being responsible. Actually, Album tried to drone them in. It's not going to be able to get the wall open as quick as he wanted to because of a mute jammer being placed on that wall. Cryptic trying to work their way also into the trophy side. They're going to have to clear out some ADSs before running into rain. Barricades being brought open, and well, let's see how they send their utility, of course.
Yes, let's see if they can get it done more coordinated than, well, Lionheart.
I mean, you see that they already have the wall open, so that's a pretty good, well done job already by Album, along with a combination of utility versus games. They still have top trophy, but that's getting pressured by Highway, as 6 just sits there trying to catch Rain off guard. 6 now is going to be droning in Vady, who's going to try and get an entry. Rain is now playing aggressive onto Games Breach, but unfortunately doesn't catch anyone trying to stand a little close. He might opt in and just try to rotate through that breach and catch Cryptic Siege off guard. He's in a very powerful position until he gets droned. Cryptic Siege, though, is kind of working their way into Highway and Trophy. Now with Rain falling off and that Goyo shield dissipated, they have a little more real estate to work with. Xfurious, though, deciding otherwise as he gets a kill onto Shaiko and Vady, but Lion shuts down the spree, getting a refrag. Though his kills will not be disregarded. Rain getting a kill onto Alban is now able to finally get through that games breach. Rotate away. Still swinging off of Master is going to trade off a significant amount of Lion's HP before falling back into sight. Goyo trying to get a flank in will actually trade a little bit of shots as both unfortunately placed crosshairs on each side. 6 trying to get a kill onto Lost, as well as him trying to get a kill kind of awkwardly falls off as they exchange HP. Lionheart now 20 seconds in their advantage, along with a man count of double the numbers of Cryptic Siege. Lion now working his way into Attic. He's going to try and instigate something massive. 6 getting a kill onto Lost, but Shamrock refragging onto Lion, leaving it at 6 low HP, working his way into Master Breach. Rain shutting him down, getting Lionheart's numbers back up. They're only 1 round behind now instead of half of what Cryptic Siege had originally.
Yeah, I mean, they held down the site pretty well, and with Rain just pushed up on a perfect timing, the Hibana on the enemy team Album, just really wasting all his ammo, trying to get a pick onto the top white stairs, I think it was, that he was shooting at, if
I
I'm
think
not
so.
mistaken.
He was trying to just
then-
play aggressive, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, and then Rain just went through the breach as soon as he knew that Hibana had to reload and got the kill.
Lionheart's kind of getting an understanding of you can just W key in T3. You can just push through a breach and shoot someone in the back and get away with it, rotate back in, and not get punished. That's what Cryptic Siege has essentially been doing this entire time, and Lionheart is now catching on to the fact that they've been messing up against the same thing that they're doing on defense. They still have this defensive advantage, though, and they can close out the game on defense. And if they're playing as well coordinated as they have been previously doing, well, they can just get the game 7-3 in 4 rounds in a row, and it's done.
I mean, it's going to be very interesting, especially on this basement hold from Lionheart. Especially they're taking a different route than Cryptic Siege did.
Yeah, they're focusing more utility on Shaiko region, as well as a pretty well-placed shield looking into Freezer. gonna have some mute jammers being placed on the shields, expecting a Flores, but he is removed from the pool entirely, so I guess it is a kind of pain for Cryptic Siege to drone out and gain utility at the end of the day as well. Mute has just been proven to be an extraordinarily effective operator, competitive recently, because of just the intel frag grenade meta, but have Cryptic working their way into the tower. Bunker clear, more orthodox push now as they try to get E-Box hatch as well. No Cade, so E-Box should be opened relatively quickly with a hard breach charge as Beatty. Shaika is trying to get a little bit more aggressive onto E-Box as Xperius tries to retaliate along with it. Trying to get a kill here, but not catch as he plays a little more passively on Pillar. Utility now being spent. A frag grenade actually directly below that shield will blow up regardless, clearing out the Goyo on Shaika. Just gonna keep sending out those discs, and I'm gonna keep playing Pillar. Shaika now just trying to get a little more of an aggressive pick onto E-Box, as Vady works his way down tower stairs. Xperius in mid. Oh my gosh, a beautiful one-tap by Vady, completely eliminating Xperius from the board. That is Pillar cleared out. Beautiful shot. That's Pillar gone. You can start working your way into E-Box now, along with clearing out that bunker utility, but it's going to get replaced by Lost. So Cryptic Siege is still going to have a little bit more of an antagonizing push. Shaiko trying to get a kill on the Shamrock, but Shamrock with the Mossberg is never a good cocktail to mix. And the first kill onto Shaiko is still going to be locking down their freezer. Lion going to get a refrag though, and is closing out into bunker. They now have the control, and Lionheart is going to be a little too late to the reinforcement. Sir Decky in a 1v4 is going to get cleared out. A very, very good attacking round by Cryptic Siege, especially that one tap seen by Vady.
I mean, you can't really say anything against that. That was just well played. He positioned himself, knew where he had to aim his crosshairs, and, well, it worked out.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
The timeout being brought in by, I'm assuming, Lionheart's side. Have a little more time to recover. That defensive round was just kind of unfortunate because Xperius got picked off a little earlier than he wanted to. But
Yeah.
what have you been noticing a lot, Chamber? Because you've been pointing out a lot of their big issues.
I mean, the biggest one on that round was just the perfect shot coming out with the one tap. That really messed them up because that pillar presence is now gone, which means that Cryptic Siege can just take blue without any contesting because they have the utility to clear out the shield of Shamrock.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really do much against a one tap like that. That's something you would see on a godly montage, and well, Vidi's lucky that it's going to be streamed in front of an audience and that it's going to be put into a VOD, so maybe you can get an intro going. But it's just very interesting seeing how Cryptic Siege, the eliminated underdogs, are kind of bringing it back, just establishing a really good control of the game. They're kind of dictating their attacks. They're playing aggressive, they're playing passive, they know when to swing and they know when to not peek. Lionheart is not really learning from that as they're kind of shuddering under the pressure yet again, not really reinforcing off bunker in time. They have to go down there again and they're bringing the same lineup. They're actually able to kind of fluctuate their operators pretty quickly as Lost was replacing Xperius' job after he got killed. But
I just want to see how this goes out because if Cryptic Siege does win here, I hope Lionheart does take the time to think about that, take a step back before their next match, and just see what went wrong, see where a lot of mistakes were made,
exactly.
and prepare.
Yeah, I mean, Cryptic Siege
Attackers
or
need to
Lionheart
locate and defuse
doesn't
as
really
many
have
bombs
anything
as
to
they can.
lose in this situation, so it's more of a VOD review in essence for them long term. So they're just going to get a casted VOD at the end and they're going to learn from the mistakes. So this is more of a scrim to them, but there also is some repercussions of them losing this. You know, we have the mental game being shook, you have their confidence being brought down a little bit, but nothing too significant for them in the long term, and statistically they've been performing very well. They're #1 seed overall. They're currently undefeated until possibly now, I believe. So they've just been doing a very good
5
job.
seconds left.
Brought in
a lot of
well.
teams like that who are undefeated, especially in leagues and in Pro League, a lot of the teams that are undefeated, they get too cocky and then they start doing aggressive plays and just really sloppy roam clearing and everything like that that we saw earlier on the attacking run of Line.
Mhm. Yes, Cryptic Siege is just. I guess they're playing for sheer and utter confidence now. Playing aggressive, and they've just been getting those picks, especially just W keying their way to bunker past those smokes. It's ballsy yet effective, as Shamrock tries to prove his own confidence, swinging bunker a little early. Falls off though, after trying to get that instigative pick, yet no connection made with those SMG-11 bullets. Cryptic Siege still trying to clear out utility from bunker, as they have to worry about Lost, who is now on the vigil, being a big presence throughout this entire game. But they're going to have meeting control, but Lost is actually able to work his way into Green Hall, where he will down Vady with a beautiful shot in return. Shamrock, though, getting a kill onto Shaiko as well. That's the Finka gone. You have hard breach potential gone as well, as Lion bites the dust of Shamrock. He's now in bunker, and Lionheart seems to be taking this round as they have Diffuser down in clear view of Shamrock. Album trying to get a kill onto Lost, yet gets traded off. 1v5 situation for 6. Looks like he's just kind of stalling out near the tower. Might be attempting it, but it's better off for them to kind of slow down, mental game back up after that, what will most likely be a flawless round for Lionheart. He's actually going to try and go for this. He's just sending a drone down tower. He has to worry about a ton of crossfires, a ton of utility to clear, and with only a minute and 10 seconds on the board, it is doable if he is the best player on Earth. He can prove that right now. Some well-placed shots can close out any game. It takes 5 bullets to win this situation. Shamrock is going to be playing a little bit more aggressive in bunker, as 6 is just sending out flashbangs, all of which will be accepted by an ADS with open arms. Lion still get a kill in the bunker, who's going to run into Rain, trying to swing out. Shamrock also opting for the same thing, but Lost it will get hit by an air job, yet no effect against 6, who's just going to be sitting outside of bunker now, playing a little more passive with his team. He's going to be swinging into bunker now and gets spotted by Xfurious, who makes his team aware of the situation. 6 getting the first kill onto Shamrock, might be getting things going for him. 20 seconds down, but that is your smoke eliminated. He still has to worry about a cross now, and the possibility of him winning decreases significantly each second. Has to worry about this bunker shield, and gets swung by 3 people. Xfurious, though, closing it out. They will play shot on the bunker double door. Lionheart getting a second round for defense to their advantage.
Yeah, I mean, the timeout came in and Lionheart just, I guess, got their mental up, understood that they should not be messing around like they were before, and is now bunkered down. Especially with their crossfires and their roam, there was 2 roamers who were able to trade each other out if needed, but Lost just took care of everything up top and made it a 1v2 situation, and then very quickly made it a 1v5 situation.
Yeah, I mean, Lionheart they were able to get the ball rolling this time. They did a
Yeah.
very good job at getting the first picks. We had the roam game being brought in, Lost getting a beautiful kill on the Vady, kind of trading out in return to that one tap, kind of getting vengeance on his fallen Xfurious after they closed out the round downstairs first time. Then going back upstairs though, they're going to be focusing their utility as default as possible again. That trophy shield being brought in, along with Sir Decky on Tachanka, who unironically now is a very good pick, especially with those flame incinerary devices. You can be launched out of a grenade launcher. If you know your lineups, well, you can close out kills a lot more effectively than smoke. They do a ton of damage, a lot more than that 15 seconds per tick with smoke grenades. You can shred apart opponents really quickly.
Yeah, and especially with Tachanka. And especially with Tachanka now, having his LMG just kind of as his primary weapon can make a lot of rotates and create lineups for himself to use those fire grenades.
Yeah, I mean, he can just open up head holes so quickly. That LMG just is an unstoppable force. You're going to have Cryptic Siege going for another split push, though. as they take tower relatively quickly and are setting up drone holes in return of what has been previously a fallen roam game, killing off members very quickly. You had Lost getting 2 kills on Bandit, but now they're going to be falling off, and that first pick not being instigated as early. Still, 40 seconds on the round, no members of each attacking or defender side have bitten the dust. VD's going to clear out the utility as Thermite opens up the attic wall and gets things going for Cryptic Siege. They do have to worry about a Lost roaming down below. He is definitely not lost and knows what to do here. He's trying to get a kill onto tower stairs and is just going to be retaining himself within meeting hall. Lion, though, getting a first kill onto Rain. That's an attic player down, along with the shield player being removed from the equation. He does have to worry about Lost, who is still below and can hold his hatch. By still sending out Disc, though, and is going to retain Cryptic Siege a little bit more as they have to clear out the utility and stall out a little bit. Lost, though, is going to be working his way into tower and kind of sees an opportunity to go for a flank as Xfurious holds down attic tarp. He's going to have that Wamai, magnets, along with a combination of ADSs to protect that shield. Lost still playing aggressive in Green Hall is just going to wait for the perfect moment to kill off Lion. As he works his way slowly in, Lion might be a little more sussed out of his position, who actually is droning down attic hall. Lost is still in a very influential position to be. He's kind of working his way into Green Hall, but Lion gets killed off as he works his way into attic, gets closed out by Lost, who had a preset nitro cell below after he gets down by Xfurious. Shaco now is able to work his way into Trophy as Xfurious reinforces off Kid's wall. Now, Cryptic Siege has the map control, along with the holes open to set up a crossfire and go for the default plan. You don't have Lost with the Nitro cell below, but you do have Shamrock still able to let his Nitro go. Surdeki also has 14 Tachanka Incinerary Bolts to send out and kill off anyone trying to go for default. Now, he's sending those out, and it's going to be inhibiting Cryptic Siege's attack a little bit more. Lost, though, getting a kill onto Album, clearing out Ionic. Shaiko getting a refrag as he tries to get another kill on the tarp, but Shamrock killing off Shaiko. That is your diffuser down, and you have to get something done. 6 pushes his way into attic, but is reinforced off. The crossfire being established as 6 tries to W key pass, but Shamrock has to chunk his cross. Another very well executed round on Lionheart's behalf.
Yeah, I mean, Lionheart just played it perfectly. Lost being a big presence without actually being known on the Green Hall and meeting Hatch.
Yeah, you don't have to kill players in that position for you to be very influential for that round, because you can catch people coming from each tower door trying to work their way up to go assist Lion, or anyone that's trying to go from below. You can kill them from the hatch. So you're essentially in a power position, and they have to either drone you out or kill you or somehow force you away from that position. Because that's essentially as powerful as having a member in attic. You are closing off the control and are denying Cryptic Siege their ability to work their way in a little more efficiently. You're slowing them down, and that's what's kind of inhibiting on their abilities.
I feel like it didn't really help towards Lion's side, though, on Thermite, because all he had on his flank watch was a Nomad and drones.
Attackers have discovered the location.
So it would really help him if he decided to push up Lost.
Yeah, Cryptic Siege is not doing a good job with their drone game. You can see those drones kind of get thinned out a little more long term, or them just being killed off in pocket. They do send them out late game, but sometimes people aren't on them and they're just watching their teammates rather than watching flank drones and kind of keeping themselves afloat after they are dead. So it's going to be a test of Cryptic Siege's drone game. And Lionheart has brought it back now. They're tied. They have not shown their downstairs strat, but they did previously have Surdeki on Flash, while Xfurious remained above. But now Xfurious is now the only presence from that previously seen strat in their dining extension.
I mean, with their lineup on the defensive position right now, I feel like it is going to be kind of tough for Cryptic to get anything done, especially get their presence known on the site and try to get that diffuser down. Especially with Lost still on the Goyo playing in small towns.
Yeah, Lionheart has been a very good job at making sure they can establish their vertical control. You had Experius previously seen roaming above with Belusi, a combination of Surdeki on the Clash, but they've clearly opted for something a little more linear when it comes to focusing on pulling off. Lost, though, is going to get a kill onto 6, but the frag grenade retaliates. Looks like he has the martyrdom part, trading him off after death, leaving Lost to do on cam duty. Shamrock, though, retaining onto Lion, but Album getting a refrag onto Rain. Xfurious killing off Shaiko, a 3v2 pretty early into the round, leaving up to Album, who trades off a little bit more of damage onto Xfurious, who rotates all the way down White Stairs. Cryptic Siege has vertical control, but they do have the man disadvantage and nothing really to open those holes up with. Album is still able to hold down Master, but you can't really get much done now. You have to focus on a horizontal attack. You have those Finka frag grenade combos, but you still have to worry about jumping into Master Window, which you have an Alda staring down the barrel of. But Shamrock's going to try and nade out security, yet those frag grenades are not going to be able to connect him onto Shamrock, who's lurking below. Albin trying to drone out top White will now eventually tell his teammate that you're good to push up vertically. But Vady is deciding to go otherwise and push his way into small tower. Going to start working your way into the horizontal extension, where you're going to have to run into the problem of Xfurious, who's in the shower hall. Vady is going to try and get an entry, but he's actually in small tower now, looking into dining. Xfurious is still in that shower hall region and will swing off, leaving Album in a 1v3. Xfurious played that very well and getting the inevitable kill. Album trying to instigate something onto Shamrock, big window, sends out an impact. Now working his way down White Stairs, he's most likely going to run into the problem of Xfurious swinging him from shower hall, or at least establishing a crossfire. Playing a little more passive, Xfurious is most likely going to get the kill to Album after poor positioning and a beautifully timed shot on his part, killing him off of a pixel.
Yeah, I mean, another round where Lionheart just bunkered down, held it down, and as soon as that diffuser goes down, especially since Lion's carrying it, Lionheart just seems to hold down that diffuser and not let go.
You did see a lot of trades being brought up. At one point it was a 3v3, but Xfurious closed it out, got that kill without being traded off, almost got killed off by Album, but he just decided to play off a little more passive. It's around 70 HP in Shower Hall, and they just started wasting time. You know they didn't have that vertical potential because you know you're playing against a Finka and a Twitch, so you can just play on site and not necessarily have to worry about getting shot from above. You do have security though, getting opened up by Shamrock, and you can't really do anything against that when you have that big window open. You can't just jump in for free.
Yeah, and Shamrock just holding it down with Golda, a weapon that almost has no recoil and has a lot of bullets just in its magazine, ready to fire off.
Yeah,
I myself have played against it and with it, and not a fun experience against it. I must
it's a proven OP weapon before it had its ACOG removed. Used to be probably one of the best defender guns in the game. Still most likely is. Looks like Shamrock has a small rotate glitch to worry about. I think that might get impact rate lost, or they'll try and improvise. That's just unfortunate. But Lionheart can probably prevail, as they still are setting up bomb site as the round starts. Another downstairs hold, and another day for Shamrock to get more kills, who is currently fragging out with 16 and 6, is proving himself as an effective frag player. Rain has not spent any of his utility whatsoever. All 3 ADSs in pocket, along with 2 barbed wire. Shamrock is going to be a little more aware of that, as you kind of see him hesitantly hold down Bunker now, as Xfurious invests his demise onto Bunker. Fortunate for Rain. Rain looks like he has a glitch. He can't put any ADSs down. Rotate will be put off, but cannot rehost since the round started. He's going to get his first kill onto 6. That is a very influential kill. That's your Habana dead. Xfurious getting a kill onto Shaiko, though. I don't think this ADSs matter when you're just killing off members. you're gonna have Shamrock just opt for a actually not reinforcing, but having to vault through the wall. Lion trying to get a deep angle on the Freezer, Shamrock trying to peek his way in, is now made aware on Lion's part. All three members of Cryptic are trying to work their way in. Xperia's getting a little bit of damage, and Sir Decky closing out on Lion. Mr. Harbor's down at a 1v5 situation for Album, who closes it out. A flawless round to close it out. Lionheart winning 7-5 against Cryptic Siege. A very well proven defense, as well as making sure that they are not a force to be reckoned with before they get in their first seed, the grand playoffs, closing out against Cryptic Siege. Good games all around.
In that last round, a lot of problems did happen, especially with Rain just technically becoming a 4v5 since without the utility, he really has nothing to contribute to the round other than killing off the
Hmm.
members of Cryptic Gaming, which he ends up getting a kill onto the Habana and does his job and moves
And
out of there.
killing, they definitely proved themselves to be effective at. A flawless round to close out that game for Lionheart's advantage. Very well played on their part. They
Yeah.
made sure that no matter the situation, they were at a disadvantage. They were going 2-4 into that defense. They won almost a flawless defensive side. Cryptic Siege managing to get one round against them, but they really just started flying through. They got 5 defensive wins immediately.
Yeah, something that you don't usually see happen sometimes, especially with the tactical timeouts that are used. A lot of the times it's just for nothing and they don't really get their mental back. But Lionheart did get it back and they saw the mistakes they were making and decided to, well, win the game.
Yeah, they just decided that they're not done fooling around now. Cryptic Siege couldn't really get that momentum flowing as much as they wanted to. And Lionheart just closed it out with a flawless round. Headshots being sent out by Lost Side, Xfurious, Shamrock airing out the room with that Mossberg shotgun. Just kind of close it out as quickly as possible for them in that defensive round. And they just proved that they're just an unstoppable force right now. They've, I think, won every single game they've been casted in. They've just been in regulation, just been a very good job on their part. They've just been a very well established team. We'll definitely be seeing their way into the playoffs and hopefully into the grand finals.
And I will.
I would like to see Xfurious being brought in for the interview because he top fragged, and I think he's also. Oh, who is the interviewee? Oh, Shamrock.
Oh,
Okay. Well, we're gonna have
Sham-
Shamrock being brought in, and here he is. Hi, Shamrock.
Hey,
hello.
what's
How
up?
are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
How do you feel your performance was against Cryptic?
I did okay.
You did okay.
Yeah.
Well, you were definitely fragging out along with the entirety of your team as you brought it back from 4-2. Who do you think really brought that mental game back as you brought it into your defensive round?
Uh, X is pretty good at that. He's good at getting us to think straight and play our game.
Mm. Is Xfurious your IGL?
Yeah, yeah, he is.
Yeah, I remember him from comp. We used to scrim against someone who was on Troll Team 6. He was a very
Um,
good IGL.
yeah,
But
he's a good player.
mhm. Uh, anyone else particularly that you would like to thank on your team? I'm assuming you're very grateful for all of them, but do
Oh,
you
I
have
mean,
any MVPs for that game?
everybody, like every single kill I got was like because of our entire team just always playing together, being a
Hmm.
unit. So,
Yeah. And if you had one issue you'd like to fix in that game, what would it be?
um, I don't know. I think we're pretty perfect, so I think we're fine.
Think you're the best team?
Nah, we're not that bad. Actually, yeah, we're probably the best.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, how do you feel going into playoffs? Like, what is your mindset and what is the team's mindset as you guys enter into playoffs?
We're just trying to learn, have some fun, obviously trying to win, but you know, just trying to play our game. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but if it does, it does. So yeah.
all right. Thank you, Shamrock, for your quick interview. You kind of gave us an overview of how your team is structured out. We can't necessarily get into the comms or anything, but seems like you guys are pretty cut and clear about what was going on, especially with that rush being brought in onto that split attack. Very well done
Which
on your part.
oh yeah, the meeting rush. Yeah, that
Mm,
was
defuse down in what, 20 seconds?
yeah, that was like X just called that. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
We were down 0-2. It was a lot of confidence of him just to say or call a rush when we're down 0-2. But that's why he's the greatest IGL of all time. So
I've seen you call I've seen X call another rush against Surf Academy when you slammed those guys. I think it was
yeah,
like one of the first games and you rushed all the
yeah,
way down Laundry. So it seems like he's very well aware of what's going on most of the time.
yeah. We have a nickname for him. We call him Dr. Evil. He's
Dr. Evil.
he's like the evil genius. Yeah, he's really smart.
All right,
Yeah.
Shamrock. Thank you for your interview. Kind of proved that Fierce is not a force to be reckoned with. Along with the rest of your team, Lionheart has been a very good team. I just scrimmed you guys as well, so
Oh yeah,
you're
that's
pretty well put together.
yeah. Yeah. I love all my teammates. I think we're gonna do great things together.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Shamrock.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. A little exclusive interview from Shamrock here. As Lionheart closes out that game, a 7-5 victory. Very good comeback. Very exhilarating to cast, as well as a very helpful job of my co-caster here, Chamber.
Yeah, I mean, the casting of play by play was amazing, and just it was nice seeing Lionheart turn on the Jets towards the end of the game and just bunker down and start getting those kills and showing why they really are the best team right now, anyway.
Yeah, they just needed to establish their dominance one more time before they went into playoffs. So let them know that they can recover from even bad hits like a 2-4 split. They just really put down the afterburner, just took off after that. You can't really come back like that usually, but they proved otherwise. Kind of didn't crush under the pressure as much as what you usually expect from a team that is in a very underdog situation, but very well played, especially on Cryptic Siege. They did a very good job for being an eliminated team. A 5-7 loss against the best team currently seed-wise in Xenon Gaming Series. Very well established on their part. It's a very good game to see. Very good game to cast as well. So I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. I'd like to thank the production team for doing a phenomenal job watching the entire game being played out, as well as Chamber for helping me co-cast. So thank you for all for watching, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Yeah.